This station is conducting alert system emergency broadcast. This is only a test.
Internet, what is up? It's Wednesday, and we know what that means. It's Weapons Free Wednesday, motherfuckers. That's right. It's time. It's time for a good fucking rant. But before we get to the ranting part, let's get the business portion out of the way. And this episode of the podcast is brought to you by none other than me. That's right. I want to take a second to talk about all the cool things that we've got going on, mainly with our Patreon. Okay, so if you haven't checked us out on Patreon, we are on Patreon. All right, we got 3 tiers on Patreon. We've got the Around the Campfire. It's $10. Okay, you get live Q&As, and you get some stickers, free sticker pack, sticker of the month club. You're gonna get 12 stickers. It's gonna be awesome. Most of everybody that's in Patreon got theirs already, and they love them. People have been sending me all kinds of thank yous in the DMs, and what's left is probably gonna go up for sale on ODG because we've got some pretty cool slaps that we designed for this year. So anyway, keep your eyeball out for those. We got tier 2. Tier 2 is our team room tier, and you get live Q&As, you get sticker pack, and you get a free hoodie. Okay, which is it. Hoodie season is upon us. It's getting really, really close, especially up here. Temperature's been getting down to about 40, 45 degrees at nighttime, so it's definitely hoodie season. So those are going to be coming relatively soon to all of the people that are subscribed on our Patreon in that tier. So tier 2, get you a hoodie. Tier 3 is $50. And what does that get you? That gets you all the live Q&As, get you a sticker pack, get you a hoodie, get you all the posts that I put up on Patreon, and it's going to get you a free training class if you subscribe for 6 months. All right? Don't subscribe for a month and then be like, Brian, you owe me a free firearms training class, because I will laugh at you. Okay? 6 month minimum to get the free class. It also gets you access to the Summer Symposium, which is coming up. It's coming up soon. We had some new things that developed in the schedule, so we're probably going to have to push it off for a couple more weeks. It was tentatively scheduled in early September, right after Labor Day, because we didn't want to mess with anybody's summer vacation plans with their families, and we didn't want to impede on Labor Day plans with families. So it was the weekend after Labor Day, September 9th through the 11th. And it's always better to come here a little bit later in the summer, early fall time frame anyway, because we're sliding into shoulder season and things calm down with all of the crazy tourism here. And it's usually a little bit more enjoyable during shoulder season in the late summer, early fall, and in the spring, right after the snow melts, before craziness starts after Memorial Weekend, which is when things get cuckoo around here. So those are usually the good times. That's your cheat codes right there, people. If you want to come to Jackson Hole, you can come during that time frame. But those are the tiers on our Patreon. That's what Patreon's going to get you. Go find us on Patreon at Lone Element. We've also got our YouTube fired up. Okay, YouTube channel's rocking and rolling. I just put up a bunch of videos on some carbine considerations for rifle, basically some sling management, barricade considerations, and a drill called X Marks the Spot. It's a little 3-video series we just put up. We've been putting podcasts up. We're going to start trying to deliver way more video content. We're going to really start laser focusing on getting YouTube up and Patreon rocking and rolling, because those are the 2 avenues that I feel at this point are going to benefit us the most in terms of our media management plan. Because Instagram is just continuing to be a shit show. Okay, and I don't like the fact that now they've completely waved off on all of you can't even put up a picture, and like the algorithm's not recognizing pictures or other videos. Like they're only recognizing reels at this point. So they're pretty much forcing everybody, if you want to like grow your page, grow your following in any way, shape, or form, you got to put up reels, okay? Because they're trying to heavily compete with TikTok, which I find laughable and funny, because realistically, like, they shot themselves in the foot because they're fucking idiots. Like, if they wouldn't have been canceling people and they wouldn't have been censoring people and pissing everyone off, they wouldn't have pushed everyone onto the Chinese communist platform that's basically fucking spyware on your phone, which is why I pulled it off my phone. I have a TikTok account. I don't really like the user functions on it, and I don't know. I didn't really dig TikTok that much. But anyway, I put it on my phone, I tried it out, and then I read articles on it and how the FCC is basically trying to get they're trying to get Apple, and they're trying to get the Google Play Store to stop carrying TikTok because it's basically Chinese spyware on your phone. They're spying on everything. Like Joe Rogan, I think, talked about it on one of his podcasts about diving into the user user agreement on TikTok and reading all of the things, and they just basically get access to everything. And it's owned by the Chinese Communist Party. So TikTok's not great, people. If you're using TikTok, put it on a separate phone. Get a burner phone that you have nothing on except for TikTok, and just run your TikTok off of that while you're connected to Wi-Fi. That's what I do. Pull out an old iPhone, put it on your iPhone, and then shoot whatever you want from your personal phone, airdrop it to your burner phone, and then post it on TikTok, and then shut that shit down. That way the Chinese are collecting as little data on you as humanly possible. Okay? That's what we're going to do over here if we choose to use TikTok. I don't know if we're going to use it, though. We tried it out. I didn't really like it that much. I think we're just going to continue to focus on YouTube and Patreon, and we'll put up news and stuff on Instagram. Also on Instagram, if you want to come over and check out I don't know if I'd call it my personal page. I'm going to stop putting my personal shit on my social media channels, like all my fun little art that pisses people off and my psychedelic expeditions and all of my fun little shit. And we're just gonna focus on things that are beneficial to other humans, such as training. My severe school is probably going to be it was a meme page. It was me being super sarcastic and putting up twerk videos and really offensive memes to piss everybody off. And so really what I decided to do with that is just, I didn't find that I'm providing any value other than making people laugh while they're scrolling through their feed. So what we're going to do with that is I'm going to turn that into kind of an accountability page in terms of good vibes regarding, there's going to be a lot of firearms training stuff on there. There's going to be some design related stuff, some PT, physical training stuff, like workouts, things like that, off-roading, overlanding. I also have my overlanding page, @LoneElement_overland, which I haven't really done too much with. But we've got good things coming down the pipe on YouTube. So go check it out. We just did a walk around video on my truck today, which is going to go up probably in the next couple of weeks. We've got some other fun things coming on YouTube. Okay. As I said before, yes, I love firearms, all things firearms, but I'm not going to be the all guns and all tactical gear all the time guy on the YouTube channel. Like, we're going to try and provide some value. Yes. Are we going to talk about some EDC stuff, gun stuff, training, drills, stuff like that? Yes. But I also want to talk about other things that I like: hunting, overlanding, other gear that's relative to all of that, camping, backpacking, all those things. Okay. And then we're going to continue to put up podcasting, and we are dialing in the rest of our recipe for getting all of our guests to start getting videotaped. The kind of the long pole in the tent has been trying to figure out, A, what software we want to use for that to capture video during podcasts, and B, we're trying to figure out what camera setup, what light setup, we've been experimenting a lot with that, and then trying to figure out how we get high quality video. Like if we are remote interviewing somebody, because we need to start doing that. It's not realistic for me to think that I can fly all over the country, all over the world, really, to interview all the real cool people that I want to interview. So we're going to have to, if we're going to capture video, we're going to have to start using a program for that, software for that. And we're going to use Riverside. But we had to crack the code on, okay, how do we get high quality video and audio out of our guests? So essentially what I've come up with is we're going to have a little mic and camera setup. We're going to put it in a Pelican case, and we're going to ship to our guests with a label so that they can hook it up with their laptop, and we can get high quality 1080p video out of our guests and really high quality audio out of a good mic setup that they can just plug and play into their computer, drop into the Riverside studio. They've got good video and audio. I've got good video and audio. And then when the interview's over, boom, there's a return label in there. Lock it back up, slap the return label on there, throw it back in the mail, and boom. That's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to solve this riddle. So there's the cheat code. So for all my fellow podcasters out there, people that want to podcast, they're trying to solve these same problems, feel free. Okay? I don't have a trademark or copyright on that information. That's how we're going to do it. You guys should do it the same way too. As my good friend Matt Vincent says, rising tide raises all ships. So with that, I think we've covered the business portion. We've covered all the updates with what we're doing media-wise. I hope you guys enjoy this episode of Weapons Free Wednesday, where I sit down and chop it up with my man Kato. Enjoy.
'Cause I'm so fucking good! Get some, baby! Get some! Get some! Get some! Get some! Get some! Come on! Get in! Come on! Get some! Get some! Yeah! 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 I got you, mother.
Here we are. Oh, fuck. I forgot to get a beverage. Oh, we're back. Okay. Yeah, I of course, got all the audio levels adjusted properly, and then realized that I didn't have a beverage for the show. ASMR.
Yeah, there you go. Pay us, bitch.
I hope everybody enjoyed our podcast with the Aussie that shall not be named.
That was a good one.
Everybody loved it.
She's great. I love her.
She is amazing. She's fucking hilarious.
I didn't know that much sass could fit into such a tiny human.
Yeah, she is.
I mean, like, Kelsey is a pretty good example of it, but, like...
Yes. Yeah, I would say Kelsey's like a Canadian version of our friend.
Pretty much, yeah. That's funny, actually. Birds of a feather.
Dude, we're on Weapons Free Wednesday, episode 36. 36, bro. That's 72 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a good ride so far.
It's been pretty fun.
It's been a good ride. It's gonna keep getting good. I'm excited. To go in the fall. We got some more great guests coming down the pipe. I'm excited about. I'm gonna be taking a trip back to Southern California.
Oh yeah.
To visit some friends and to wrangle some guests. And then we're going to hopefully in the next week get our shit together. And by we, I mean me. I'm gonna get my shit together and I'm going to get a fucking camera set up so that we can start recording video for everything because it's just been heavily demanded.
People apparently want you to be a vlogger.
People are asking me
which
to vlog.
amuses me, but also like makes me irritated.
Because it means a lot of editing work for you.
But it also means a lot of like, oh God, now you get compared to other people in the industry.
I don't care about that. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a rat's ass about that. We're going to do stuff our way. We're going to continue. We've had great growth.
This is me, Brian Bishop. I'm in my favorite Asian supermarket in the parking lot, and I just got scolded by a little Asian lady, and I'm afraid to go back in there.
I mean, that happened in real life.
I know, but now it's going to be on camera.
Correct. Yes, correct. What beer am I enjoying here? It's Melvin, of course.
It is a Melvin.
That's what you drink if you know what good beer is here in the Valley.
We're like 30 seconds in, and I've run out of whiskey.
Well, I told you you're going to need extra.
I know.
You argued with me. I was like, do you need a little bit more?
I'm trying to be a good influence.
No, you're not. IBUs are dead. This is a special run of Melvin, and it's actually pretty good.
I actually quite like that one for not being a very big IPA drinker. That one was tasty.
Well, this one did pretty good when we did the secret recipe and made brass monkeys with it.
The Cam Fields recipe.
The Cam Fields recipe. Thanks, Cam. We did a little home brass monkeying, and it was fantastic. It was fucking good. Well, Weapons Free Wednesday 36. So much has happened.
There's been a lot of shit going on.
So much.
A lot of drama, a lot of politics.
Yes. I mean, so many things that I feel like just need to be addressed, and we need to dive into them. But it was a topic-heavy week. Like, all week long, I'm like, yep, that's going to go on Weapons Free Wednesday. Yep, that's going to go on Weapons Free. Yep, that's happening on Weapons Free Wednesday.
It's like every other headline or someone's post. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty crazy. So I think what we should just do is we should just get it out of the way. And of course I don't have it in front of me like I should. But I think the first topic that we should dive into is, where the fuck did COVID go?
Oh, the CDC's guidelines?
Yeah, the CDC's new, and I'm going to pull them up here.
Well, if you aren't aware, Brian, there's this new pandemic called monkeypox.
Yeah, about that.
It's coming to get us.
What a joke. What a joke that is.
I mean, for all you know, like, what's the mortality rate on monkeypox? What if everyone cried wolf with COVID and people actually start bleeding out their butthole and dying with monkeypox?
I mean...
Not that they have, because studies show that they haven't, but...
Right. Correct. We're into some massive what-if shit with that. Yeah, I'm going to try and pull up the... Who did I send it to? Oh, I know who I sent it to. Dun, dun, dun. Let's just Google it. Oh, maybe it's in my photos. We will find out. If only I had a producer that was really good at Google that could just fucking get on.
I do not have access to your DMs. I don't know what goes on in there.
I mean, you don't want to know what goes on.
I have an inkling.
You have an inkling, and you've gotten some previews, but you do not want to know what's going. What was the video? The video you sent me
Of the lady banging on the door of the
fucking
hotel
in a
room.
thong, banging down the door.
The big
with
booty Latina
with this
getting
fucking,
all angry.
with a fire extinguisher trying to bash the door down, and she's wasted. And I would laugh my ass off, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put that video up and be like, yeah." Meanwhile, in my DMs,
Everyone's trying to get in your DMs.
okay, let's see here. Here we go. Found it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's the new COVID guidance from the CDC. Focuses on individual decisions. Oh, really?
Oh.
That's neat, because that is not anything that they were focusing on for the last 3 years. As a matter of fact, the fucking hell and discontent that the CDC fucking created by being fucking morons.
I mean,
Here's the new guidelines. Those exposed to the virus are no longer required to quarantine. Weird.
Yep.
Super fucking weird.
Shutting down the world for 2 weeks.
Oh, man, 2 years. Unvaccinated people who have the same guidance as vaccinated people. Unvaccinated people now have the same guidance as vaccinated people.
Yep.
Oh, weird. So this vaccination that supposedly was going to fucking save the day that actually didn't.
Well, they got their paycheck, and now they're like, ah.
Yeah, we rode that one as far as we could and made, what,
Now there's monkeypox.
$78 billion off of it?
There's a new pandemic, so we're going to put vaccines and money into that one.
Yeah,
now.
we'll try and just take the COVID model and shoehorn it into monkeypox. Students can stay in class after being exposed to the virus. Whoa, what? Wait, what? Students can stay in class after being exposed to the virus. And the last one is, it's no longer recommended to screen those without symptoms. Fucking weird.
Wait, so you're telling me it's the same as the flu now?
Dun, dun, dun.
We've gone to the point where it is now just the flu.
Hey, internet, this is the part where I say, go fuck yourselves. I told you. I fucking told you. Remember when I said these things fucking 2.5 years ago? Hey, you know what, guys? The data doesn't really support the level of hysteria that's going on. Weird. And now look where we're at. Where's your fucking CDC god now? Fucking retards.
Well, he should be in jail.
All of you out there that went and got fucking vaccinated, go punch yourself in the fucking face. And all of you that fucking were mask Nazis and terrorized fucking people about, like me, about not wearing masks, that are now just running around fucking with no mask on.
Yep.
Oh, but I thought masks were super effective and I thought that they were saving the day. Wow, gotta flatten the curve. Everybody should wear a mask. You're a piece of shit if you don't have a mask on. You're killing grandma.
I hope they still wear masks. I really do.
You know what? I
would have more respect for them.
I have way more respect. And there's still people out there that do it.
I understand.
I see people around all the time that are wearing masks, and I'm like, oh, you know what? You were me 2 years ago, but opposite. Like, you were me where I'm like, fuck you, I'm not wearing a mask.
Yep.
There's no fucking goddamn study to show any efficacy of a fucking cloth mask on your face.
What's the meme? My, how the turntables.
Yeah,
Fuck.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Memes from The Office. My, how the turntables. Yeah, exactly. So here we are. What are we fucking going into? What, 2.5 years?
2.5 to almost 3.
Almost 3 years down the road. A big, scary, bad pandemic that was going to... And you know what? It was real. People died.
Yep.
And you know who died? Fat people.
And old people.
And old people. People with fucking pre-existing health conditions. And yes, there were some outliers because... Sure
yes, because autoimmune disease is a thing.
Because Jay from Canada, fucking bless her soul, even though she's a little communist shit fucking heel, she's gonna send me some diatribe fucking about how, because she was a fucking COVID fucking disciple to her core. And this and that, and fucking like bored me till my eyes were bleeding from reading the stupid shit she would send me. Jay, you're great, but not really when you send me stupid shit like that. And I fucking argued with her until I was blue in the face about her dumb, stupid positions on things that were completely unfounded and unsubstantiated.
Hey, I mean, the flat earthers are still a thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I hope in the future, like, the COVID Nazi people will be grouped into the same group as flat earthers, where the world can just chuckle at them.
Right. But that's like 70% of the maybe 80% of the population. Like 80% of you guys are fucking lemming dipshits that would just run off the fucking cliff following the other lemmings. Okay? 80% of you. If you went and got jabbed, you're one of these people, okay? I hate to tell you that. And guess what? I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Just for the record, I'm going to say it again because I've said it 5 billion other times. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I've had several vaccinations. You know what, though? The difference between the vaccinations I got and COVID were? They worked. They fucking worked.
And they also have like 10, 20 years of studying and 30,
Correct.
40, 50 years of studying and testing and side effects testing and all that shit.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right, people. You also fucking killed and permanently injured a lot of people with that fucked up vaccination.
We know several.
Yeah, I do know several. Sadly, I do know several. We've got followers on the podcast that like reached out to me and they're like, bro, like I have fucking myocarditis or like my fucking blood pressure's at 210 while I'm just sitting on the couch watching fucking Netflix and I like feel like shit.
Yep.
Yeah, like it happened. Like lots of people got disabled by the vaccination. Okay.
Homie's son almost lost an arm.
Yeah.
Blood clot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
like pro athlete going to college for hockey.
if anything,
got a blood clot.
I hope all of you idiots out there, and I'm not going to be nice to you because you guys were fucking dickheads to me for 2 years. The hate that got spewed at me for saying the things that I said, and it was just objective critical thinking. It was like, hey, what about this? What about that? This data says this. This data says like the whole thing. And look at Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Fucking, they tried everything they could do to deplatform Joe Rogan off his. Like, look at the families that got damaged from this.
Separated,
look
damaged.
Look at the fucking people that lost their careers. Like, the people that are, hey, if you guys, by the way, if any of you that are listening to this podcast were in the military and you got kicked out because you refused to get the fucking vaccination.
Or hospital workers or teachers.
I have a lawyer for you, and he is kicking the shit out of fucking all of these state, local, and federal government people that did this. Okay, he's winning every single lawsuit that he's filed so far. So if any of you are out there that are in the military, especially lost your fucking career in the military, get a hold of me because I got a guy for you. And he's winning all of his cases right now with all of his military government. He's going up against the government, and kicking their ass. So,
dude, like all the kids that got fucked over at school,
Yeah.
made fun of or like reprimanded for having parents that with differing opinions.
yeah, how about people that lost their livelihoods?
Yep.
How about people that lost generational businesses?
Yeah, but now it's like, oh, the kids don't matter. If they have COVID, they can still go to school and learn. You forgot when you were like separating kids with like plastic barriers and shit.
Yeah, the damage and development issues,
Yep.
the psychological issues that you've caused not only kids but people from this. It's ridiculous. And now it's gone. It's just over. It's just over. And the CDC basically released new guidelines basically saying shit that I was saying 2 years ago where I was like, hey, people, like, maybe not that big of a deal. Like, maybe let's not freak out. Like, there's not a 30% mortality rate. People aren't falling over dead in the streets that are 19 years old. Like, maybe let's pump the brakes and stop freaking the fuck out a little bit. Guess what, people? I never got COVID. Still haven't got it.
Or if you did, you don't know.
Or if I did, I didn't know because I'm one of those freaks, which is probably the case. I'm probably one of those freaks that just is asymptomatic. Like
My allergies were acting up today.
Yeah.
Continue about normal
Yeah,
business.
I had cold symptoms, but nothing that was crippling and nothing that lasted more than a day.
I hate you.
Like after shot, well, I just have a really good immune system.
I
'Cause I'm a
hate you.
fucking freak. I know you got it. You got it. But what did it do to you?
I was just mad I couldn't taste or smell shit for a month.
I know.
That was the worst part.
And then that's all it did to you.
That was it. Like,
That's it.
I felt like shit for 3 days,
Yeah.
and then I couldn't smell or taste anything for like
But-
2.5 months.
But you were the shit that you felt like you were still functional.
Oh yeah, I was still editing. I went to work like
Mm-hmm.
because my boss don't give a shit.
Yeah. You're damn right. I don't give a shit. Get the fuck to work.
It wasn't you.
You got COVID? Well, I don't give a fuck either. So I'm like, bitch,
Both my bosses
get the
don't
fuck
give
to
a
work.
shit.
Edit some shit.
Yeah.
So yeah. So here we are, 2.5 years in, all this drama that fucking, and you know what? Like, look, the protocols and the a little bit of the hysteria when this first started cracking off and coming to
Absolutely.
fruition. Okay, those protocols were great initially. Okay, when everybody, like when we did the lockdown, like cool, I was in support of it. I was like, yeah, fucking this could be it. This could be the big one. This could be the beginning of the zombie apocalypse right now. Like,
Yeah.
so yes, we should take precautions.
Yep.
I was all about the precautions. I was all about the lockdowns.
I mean, yeah, when the medical people didn't know,
Mm-hmm.
and we thought it was another SARS, which it was, basically.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, so here's how you prevent it. And you did all those things to implement it. I was like, okay, cool. And then when certain scientists were like, hold up.
Yeah, and how about how the medical community like turned on each other like a bunch of fucking rabid dogs with rabies?
Yeah.
Like, fucking people that were subject matter experts and some of the most foremost experts in the world got fucking demonized and just completely
Or disappeared.
yeah. Yes, that.
In certain countries, they were disappeared.
Yeah, they got disappeared. Yeah, super weird. Like those doctors that were on the Joe Rogan podcast that were like super subject matter experts. I mean, one of them had the patents for the mRNA. Did I say that right?
mRNA.
mRNA. Whatever the fuck it is. Anyway, that. He was the one that developed that and was holding the patents for it. And people came out of the woodwork from the medical community to try and discredit that dude. The other guy, most published peer-reviewed doctor on the planet. Not in America, on the planet. Most peer-reviewed. He's written the most peer-reviewed articles of anybody in the medical community. Got fucking completely ostracized by the medical community because he thought that there might be some efficacy with ivermectin.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're a fucking lunatic. You're fucking crazy. You're dumb. And then everybody tried to get Joe Rogan fucking deplatformed on fucking Spotify.
Yeah, and we all know how that turned out.
Right.
You can now listen to Joe Rogan and not feel bad.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
It's okay, kids.
Mm-hmm.
You can go back to school.
Yeah, shit that I was saying 2 years ago. Okay. Anyway, it doesn't suck being right all the fucking time.
Just say it. I know you want to say it. Just say it.
I
Just
fucking
say the
told you
words.
so.
There you go.
I fucking told you so.
Do you feel better?
So much better.
Okay.
Okay. That brings me to our next subject, Afghanistan. Okay, here we are on our fucking...
I told you so round 2.
Yeah, I told you so fucking round 2. Here we are with a year anniversary. And you know what's really disappointing to me? No investigation got done.
No.
Okay. Marine General fucking McFuckstick, as I like to call him, CENTCOM commander, didn't get held accountable. General Milley didn't get held accountable. Secretary of Austin didn't get held accountable. Like, nobody got held accountable. Nobody got held accountable for the fucking bullshit that happened. And our friend that does some good journalist work, he's been ducking me. He's like, he had, I don't know. I gotta get a hold of him. Our buddy at Northern Provisions.
Yeah.
Northern Provisions, I'm gonna come for you. You're going to be on the podcast.
Anonymous.
Soon, you're going to be on the podcast. I think that's what he's doing. I think he's freaking himself out because he's like, he knows that this podcast gets big airtime. So he's like, yeah, it's okay, little guy. But anyway, he does a really good job with some fucking freelance journalism.
Yep.
And he has been putting up some very good stuff. If you guys don't know about Northern Provisions, go check them out on Instagram, on the gram. Former Marine. And he's been putting up, former fellow Marine, I should say. And he's been putting up really good stuff. And he, as well as I, uncovered, him and I kind of, I think, worked in tandem parallel with each other on uncovering some major bullshit that went down. If you guys want to know what I'm referring to, there's a Weapons Free Wednesday. Go back. I did an anonymous interview with a Marine squad leader that was actually on the ground he was working Abbey Gate and was there when the bombing occurred. Also, Northern Provisions has uncovered the fact that he even put the radio traffic out.
Yep.
On, like, there's a recording of a fucking a PRC 152 where their radio traffic going back and forth about knowing that they knew
IED threat imminent.
IED threat imminent, IED threat to detonate within the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
And actually it was 6 hours later. So the intel was just 4 hours off. 4 hours off. But they knew.
They still had it.
And the command did not pull anybody in. So, like, the battalion commander, off scot-free. The ground force commander, whoever the fuck that was, off scot-free. The fucking State Department cunts, whoever was in charge for them on the ground, making the calls to keep things open and running, off scot-free.
Yeah.
The CENTCOM commander, off scot-free. The Joint Chiefs of Staff, off scot-free. You know who paid the price? 13 fucking good Americans that didn't need to die because they knew that there was a threat imminent and they didn't fucking stand down and pull their people into the wire like they should have.
No, they worked the gate and tried to get as many people through as they could.
Yeah.
Knowing.
Negligence.
Yep.
fucking negligence. And has anybody been held accountable? Nope. Sure hasn't.
Some people got burnt.
Yeah.
For speaking out about it.
Yeah, for
For sure. But that's not being held accountable.
Yeah,
That's having a scapegoat.
Some people got burned.
So, almost a year to the anniversary.
Yep.
What happened?
Oh, yeah, we read that today in the news. Yeah. So the brother of Lance Corporal Nakui killed himself yesterday. So as our friend over at Northern Provisions pointed out, like the effects of combat losses transcend past the service member to the family. Now, when I read that thread, I was like heavily disgusted because there was a lot of people that were passing judgment on that kid. And here's what I'd say. Unless you've lived through something like that, shut the fuck up. Unless you've had a direct family member, sibling killed in the line of duty, you don't know what that kid was going through. Plus, you don't know what else happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if he lost his career because of COVID.
Family torn apart.
Yeah, you don't know if the family was torn apart because half the family wanted to mask, half the family thought vaccinations were a good idea. Do you know what it's like to feel isolated and not have any family? It's fucking terrible. We're professionals at it.
Yeah.
Cheers to us. It's okay. A little known secret. Our families hate us. It's fine. But yeah, it sucks to not have family. It also, we don't know what that kid was going through. So to pass judgment, okay, and that just like brings us to our next topic. The internet in general just sometimes needs to shut the fuck up. As my good friend Steve Fisher says, he coined the phrase, sometimes the internet just needs to shut the fuck up.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Because there's a lot of you out there that have no point of reference that just constantly talk out of your ass. No point of reference, no point of education, don't do any research. You get your news from memes, and you know who you are. So,
or they're such fans of certain individuals that everything else is clouded.
Yeah, or you're just blinded by you're so blinded by an ideology, whether that's right or left, or what have you, that you can't see past your own ideologies.
Yep.
You can't see past your own cognitive biases, and you just continue to believe party line doctrine. You continue to get your news from memes. You continue to believe in like mainstream narrative, and it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So to those people out there that are passing judgments on this poor kid for offending himself, I can tell you from personal experience, from my own demons and my own issues that I've had to deal with in regard to my PTSD and my family trauma and the things that I've had gone on in my life. There's a point where you sink so low and you're in so much emotional pain, you would fucking welcome anything to stop it, including a bullet, and nothing becomes important. Nothing is important, not even my son. I sunk to a place so low that not even my son mattered anymore. That's how low I was. My thought was, he'll be well taken care of.
Or someone else will deal with it.
Right. So there is a place so low and so painful that you cannot grasp it. For the longest time, I fought off any suicidal tendencies or ideations that I had because I was like, nope, I'm not leaving that legacy to my son. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm going to stay in the fight. I'm going to stay in the fight. I'm going to stay in the fight. And you just get beat down to a place so fucking low that nothing matters except just not being in pain anymore. There's an emotional level of pain that exists that is incomprehensible unless you fucking have been there and you've touched it. Period. So for people to be talking all this shit about this poor kid's family, Jesus, I can't even imagine like what his parents are going through right now. Fuck.
Yeah, for the last 2 years.
God damn.
Now this.
Yeah. And you know what? Nobody's being held accountable. It's fucking disgusting. So there's that. So we're on the 1 year anniversary. So you know what? Go give some money. That's all you can do. Or if you can't give money, give time. Or if you can, just maybe send a nice, thoughtful,
scathing email to the government.
Yeah, right. Send a nice scathing email to your fucking senators and congressmen, basically demanding somebody be held accountable for the colossal fuck show that was our exfiltration from Afghanistan. A complete failure.
It's Vietnam 2.0.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
It is. I think the history books will treat it as that.
Yeah. Well, wise man once said, fucking those that don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
And the next people that try to conquest Afghanistan, and we know who those will be, will probably deal with the same problems.
Yeah, but they're going at things a completely different angle than we did.
Well, we
And we're
thought
talk-
we were doing it differently from the Soviets.
Yeah,
The
well,
Soviets thought they were doing it differently from the Brits. The Brits thought they were doing it differently from the Ottomans.
that's correct. And I'm assuming you're referring to the Chinese.
Yes.
Yes, the Chinese, if you haven't been watching the news,
They're meeting with the Taliban this week.
meeting with the Taliban, having talks about mining all that lithium.
And getting protection money
Getting-
sorted
yep.
with the Taliban.
Correct. And you know what? It's a really convenient place. Like, they're offering to build mines, and they're offering to build infrastructure. They're using the Belt and Road Initiative playbook that they've been using in Africa very successfully, where they're like, hey, we're going to build this amazing infrastructure for you, and then you're going to pay us back at a certain interest rate on a certain timeline. Oh, and then when you default on that, yeah, we actually own it.
Yep.
Now this little piece of your country and this infrastructure that we built now becomes property of the People's Republic of China.
And that's how they've gained ports for a 100-year lease.
Yeah. And they're doing the same thing in Afghanistan. They're going to build a refinery.
And guess where they learned that lesson? From Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Because look at what Hong Kong did under British control for 100 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if there's anything that I would hand to the CCP is they're not dumb.
No.
They have a very long-term strategy. 100-year marathon, wasn't that the book that you just read?
Yep.
So they have a 100-year strategy mapped out. Like, what's their next checkpoint is 2025 or 2028?
2049 or 2047.
No, that comes after 20. There's a one that's coming up that hasn't happened yet. That's like near term. I think it's 2020. I read it in not 100-year marathon. There was another book I read. Maybe it's in Stealth Warfare. It talks about they have maybe it's 2028. It's a 2028 list of objectives for strategic global policy.
Yep.
And then they have 2049
or 2047
or 47, one of the two. Anyway, 40 something.
Yeah.
Global strategic policy mapped out with benchmarks and objectives. Realistically, what you guys are seeing, you're starting to see the battle for global resources unfold.
Yes.
Where our population densities globally have grown to the point where like resources are being consumed at such a rate that now you're starting to see countries starting to understand this and want to dominate and control certain aspects.
I mean, you've seen what the world was doing to fight over oil in the 80s, in the 70s, in the 60s.
Yeah. So now we're going to
Now you're fighting over lithium and cobalt and all
coal,
like bauxite and
oil.
Yeah.
All the things. Yeah. All the things that are required to make electronics.
Yep. Of which most nations don't have natural resources to do that. So there's only one option is you get it from somewhere else.
Right. I mean, it's the whole reason Russia invaded Ukraine. They wanted all of those wheat fields.
Yep.
And they wanted the ability to control
the refineries,
the natural gas and the oil, and piping it in and out of Europe so they can continue to have a stranglehold and dominate the energy industry going inside the EU. That's what they wanted. That's the whole reason they're in Ukraine.
Yep.
Period. They want to control the inlet to the Black Sea.
Yep. Freshwater port.
Yep. And they want to control all the energy and the food. Because Ukraine, if you didn't know it, Ukraine is very rich in wheat fields.
They feed like a lot of the world's wheat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like they're talking about famines happening in like India and Bangladesh and shit because they can't get wheat, which is a lot. They donate a lot of wheat to aid peoples.
Yeah.
So you have people that are in famine usually not getting wheat and aid from Ukraine.
Correct.
Or the UN or whatever it is.
And you've got, the Chinese are just continuing to push their Belt and Road Initiative. They're going to set up refineries and mines inside Afghanistan. And you know what else? Now it's really convenient because they can offload their Uyghur population to go
work.
Hey, we can kill you. We can genocide you.
I don't know if this is happening yet.
I fucking know their playbook. So because when I was there in 2010 on my last deployment, like I was at the embassy and I overheard conversations with USAID personnel. I collected a massive amount of intelligence just going to the cafeteria at the U.S. Embassy.
Oh, because people talk.
I would go there for ops and intel briefs with the fucking DEA. And then I would go to the cafeteria and I would listen to like the USGS people talk about how much lithium was in that country.
Yep.
I would listen to the USAID folks talk about all the contracts that were happening in and around the country for, you know, all the NGOs that were good, all the NGOs that were bad that they were working with, like all the infrastructure projects. And I distinctly overheard a conversation with some USAID folks talking about how the Chinese were winning all of the fucking road construction projects because they were not bidding labor costs into them because they were taking prisoners from China.
Yep.
And they were like, hey, you can stay in prison or you can come over here and you can build roads in Afghanistan. And the prisoners, of course, were like, oh, I get to get out of jail and go work and get fresh
I get
air.
to go to like an outside jail
I
instead of a shitty inside jail.
Yeah, cool. And they were doing it. And that's how they were winning a lot of fucking road construction projects with the Afghan government. So the Chinese were building highways in 2010 all over Afghanistan.
And it's also proven that slave labor is used to mill a lot of the wood in Russia that gets shipped across for like IKEA products in Europe.
Of course.
Yeah.
So now, what do you think they're going to do with the Uyghurs? Well, guess what? It's a win-win for them because they're going to get free labor to build these mines and do these
And they
lithium mines.
ship them out of the country.
Yeah, and they get them out of the country, and then they don't have to exterminate them anymore. So they're like, oh, we're just letting these Muslims go home to a Muslim country.
Right.
And they get to work and be productive members of whatever the fuck, the CCP. And like then they don't have to take a black eye for fucking exterminating them or putting them in concentration camps.
Look, we're relocating them. How nice of us.
Yeah, how nice of us. I guarantee you that's what's going to happen.
Meanwhile, you have the Chinese official telling the Australian press that the word invasion should not be used and that they would take Taiwan by any means necessary.
Yeah, the word invasion, we're not going to use the word invasion, folks.
Because Taiwan is not independent. Therefore, it is not an invasion.
Weird, because they have their own flag and their own government.
We're just reclaiming it.
They've been sovereign for a really long time, so that's really strange to me. Anyway, yeah, the world is just fucking starting to fight for fucking resources.
Yep. And then after that, it'll be water.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be fighting for clean water
Mm-hmm.
with no microplastics.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not here where we're at because we get a lot of good snowfall.
Yeah, but the snow's going to have microplastics in it because the rest of the world's fucked.
I mean, I don't know anything about that. I'm not a scientist, but
Hey, the water comes from somewhere. It comes from the ocean.
I mean, it comes.
If they're detecting shit in the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue with that. I'm not going to argue. We're horrible stewards of the planet. But here's the other thing, too, that kills me. Let's talk about the recent legislation that just got passed. That was another fucking huge thing this week that I was like, oh my God. Like, I wanted, like, my eyes started to twitch and I thought I was going to have a fucking aneurysm. Is this
The climate change part or the inflation
Oh,
part or
God,
the,
yeah,
the which part of the bill?
the Reduce Inflation Act that had nothing to do with fucking reducing inflation?
Spending
That's
money.
what fucking kills me about all of these camouflaged acts of legislation that are just strictly designed to continue to fucking build big, fat, bloated government programs and line the pockets of special interest. Because that's all it is. And realistically, like, the amount of money, like, I pulled this up this week and I was looking at it. I was horrified. There's like, I think I stopped counting, like, $400 billion or something like that going to the IRS.
Oh.
Like, here.
Oh, is this for all the 87,000
Yeah.
new armed agents that they're...
Yeah, and I don't know exactly. I haven't ran down where, like, the 87,000 new agents number came from, but there's literally hundreds of billions of dollars that's going into manpower. It doesn't say, because I read through the text of the bill, which, by the way, people, good fucking night, nurse. Like, get on congress.gov and read the bill. Like, go to the summary. First of all, in the summary, they, like, broad brushstroke everything, of course.
Yeah, because that's what most people will read.
And then if you go into text, you click the text tab. There's a level of legalese in there that, like, good luck understanding that unless you're a fucking legal scholar.
Yeah. It's like hieroglyphics.
I mean,
Read between all the lines.
hold on.
Everything is gray.
I might still have it up on. Yeah, I still have it up on my desktop. Hold on. Yeah, this is HR 5376, Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. And really what this is it's a camouflaged way to, like, fund a bunch of Green New Deal bullshit. And
Yep.
don't get me wrong. Like, do I believe in environmentalism? Yeah. Do I believe that, like, green energy, we need to explore green energy options?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But I also believe that we also need to continue to manage our own domestic energy production in a responsible way instead of shutting it down, because I don't like.
Just
I don't know
use
about
Germany as an example.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't like.
They were
paying-
doing so great, and then a little Swedish girl, how dare you?
How
And then
dare you?
they cut all their
dare
nuclear power out, and then Russia was like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah.
And all the German ministers that were laughing at Trump's shit were like, oh, we don't have power.
Yeah. Correct.
So we don't want to be in the same boat, right?
No.
Like, it would be nice if we could all just run on nuclear energy, and which is, it's green again.
Yeah. Okay,
Right?
so
That happened too this week. Nuclear energy is green again.
that's super weird because I don't know how you store fuel rods, spent fuel rods. That's super weird.
No, that's fine. We figured it out.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, you just put it in a container in I think it was Sweden or Finland or some shit. There's actually like the world's deposit of
Nuclear waste.
nuclear waste, and it's in like
Yeah,
the
for
middle
all
of
of
a
you
mountain
fucking
somewhere.
retards, and maybe this has changed. Maybe I'm the retard. But last time I checked, spent nuclear fuel rods are fatally radioactive to humans and have to be stored for, I don't know, and they have to be cooled. Like,
No, they
can't
don't.
just-
No, you can like seal them. You can just seal them off.
I thought that they have to be cooled.
They do like a thing to them to treat them, and then you like put them in like a lead container, metal box thing,
Yeah.
and then you bury it in a mountain. And the world's like nuclear
Oh.
waste gets sent to like a certain area.
You know, we need to do some like research on this. 'Cause
I looked into it a
Okay.
little, yeah. So there's like 3 or 4 sites that do it.
I want to be like pretty spun up on that, so we need to do some more research on that because I would love to be able to talk, and way more because I don't really know a whole. I've got, I can scratch the surface on that. But last time I checked, like like it'll kill you, we'll kill you shit, and then we're just burying it in the ground
In a mountain,
in a mountain.
yeah.
What happens when one of those like things ruptures and then like that radioactive waste like gets in a water supply?
I don't think they buried it near a volcano, but I don't know.
I really worry about our species a lot.
I mean, we're really brilliantly stupid.
That gets incredible. Okay, so then here I am.
We're like the most intelligent Labradors.
Yeah, we're the smartest dumb creatures on
Yep.
the planet. 5376, Inflation Reduction Act. I'm just going to read you some text out of this. Let me pick a topic here. I'm going to scroll down. I mean, there was so much. There's good luck understanding any of this unless you're a legal scholar. Let me see here. I'm trying to find the. I mean, there's so much new tax code stuff in here that I'm just like, I'm horrified. Which a lot of it is geared to these like multi-billion-dollar companies. Which, hey, guess what? Newsflash. I don't know why the Democrats keep trying to use the same fucking playbook over and over again. It's been proven economically time and time and time again. When you tax the shit out of these companies, they move, they shut down all of their growth. They stop investing in their company.
Their growth.
They stop growing. They move all their stuff offshore. They move all their money offshore. They move all of their stuff to a place where you can't ass rape them, U.S. government, and steal all their fucking money.
But the Panama Papers.
When you cut taxes and you have tax credits for fucking huge corporations, they come in, they invest, they grow their companies, commerce happens.
That's an incentive.
Jobs happen, people get to work, people make money, everybody makes money. The company makes money, people make money, and then, but yeah, by the way, U.S. government, really weird, like, the more people that are working, the more money, the more people you can tax to earn tax dollars. I wouldn't say earn, steal.
Yeah.
Steal tax dollars.
Steal's the right word.
Okay. Because last time I checked, like, the IRS is an unconstitutional organization. Like, they were stood up I almost said 2000.
No, 19.
It was World War I. They stood them up in World War I.
11. Wasn't it 1911?
It might have been 1911. It was to fund World War I is, I think, what the story was. And
Out of the Depression? No, that was afterwards. Never mind.
We're going to have to Google this. I'm pretty sure the story goes that they were stood up in World War I to help fund World War I. Oh, look, he's opening his laptop. He's going to start Googling. Anyway, while he's Googling the origins of the fucking most criminal theft enterprise in America, let's go down
Created
to...
in 1952. called for a comprehensive reorganization
way
of
the
the
fuck
Bureau
off.
of Internal Revenue.
They were created in 1952? I thought they
Yeah.
were created to fund World War I because we didn't have enough money to go fight in World
The
War
roots
I.
of the IRS go back to the Civil War when President Lincoln and Congress in 1862 created the position of Commissioner of Internal Revenue and enacted an income tax to pay war expenses. Civil War, not World War I.
Okay,
They're
so
created
you know
to
what?
fund the Civil
fucked
War.
Up. I fucked up. Okay, I fucked up. That's why we have the internet. It's great. I'm not right all the time. I'm not right all the time. Okay, here we go. Let's scroll down here. I'm scrolling. I'm trying to get out of the new tax code shit that is just absolutely unreadable.
Here's how you know this organization is so douchey because
here we go.
they
Partial.
have an official IRS history timeline slideshow on their website.
Good. Good. I'm going to watch that.
The evolution of taxation.
Okay, here we go, people. This is the bill that I think they passed it, didn't they? I'm pretty sure they passed it. Part 3, funding the Internal Revenue Service and improving taxpayer compliance. Improving taxpayer compliance. That
That's
means
the wording.
America, they're
Yeah.
coming to fuck you in your ass even harder
Yes.
than they have been. And we are already the most fucking ridiculously overtaxed country on planet Earth, in my opinion. I could be fucking wrong about that, but I feel like it's the case.
Not quite.
Who do you think's more taxed than we are?
I mean, I think the UK is incredibly heavily taxed for like other like certain aspects of it. Like if you leave the country for more than this amount.
Oh, you get taxed?
Yeah.
Jesus, fuck. Okay, you can't even go on vacation for as long as you want?
No, it had to do with things like a lot of UK businessmen bought houses in France so that they were out of the country a certain amount of time for the year, so they had to pay less tax.
Okay,
So they'd hop the channel.
well, here we go. Here's what they just passed, people. Okay, part 1. Internal Revenue Service. In general, Section I. Taxpayer services for necessary expenses of the Internal Revenue Service to provide taxpayer services including pre-filing assistance and education, filing, account services, taxpayer advocacy services, and other services is authorized by 5 U.S. Code Section 3109 at such rates as may be determined by the Commissioner. $3,181,500,000 to remain available until 2031, provided that these amounts shall be in addition to amounts otherwise available for purchase. So people, that means that like these numbers, this overall funding of this program, and I don't know exactly how many hundreds of billions of dollars it is every year until 2031. It's not just this year.
Yep.
It's until 2031. We're going to spend this amount. This shall remain available until 2031, provided that these amounts shall be in addition to amounts otherwise available for such purposes. Enforcement. For necessary expenses for tax enforcement activities in the Internal Revenue Service to determine and collect owed taxes, to provide legal and litigation support, to conduct criminal investigations, including investigative technology, to provide digital asset monitoring and compliance activities, to enforce criminal statutes related to violations of internal revenue laws and other financial crimes.
Digital asset monitoring.
Right. That means they're going to fucking spy on you.
Yep.
To purchase and hire passenger motor vehicles and to provide other services as authorized by 5 U.S. Code 3109 at such rates as may be determined by the Commissioner. $45,637,400,000 to remain available until 2031.
I wonder how many schools that money would protect.
Correct. Yeah. Okay, so people, let's just look at the recipe that's going on here. Okay, we're going into some super financial hard times. Inflation's at record high. Gas prices are out of control. The globe is starting to come uncunted, and our peer adversaries are
Taking very much so advantage of it.
taking huge advantage of our weakness, our weak administration. The IRS just got funded for hundreds of billions of dollars until 2031 to come after middle America. And the memes have been absolutely hilarious. But what's not going to be hilarious is like when they actually start coming for people and auditing you.
Yeah, all your Venmo things that you were like eggplant emoji.
Mm-hmm.
He drugs.
Right. All that pot that you bought, guess what? That you Venmoed your dealer for, you're going to get fucking now audited And you're going to pay taxes on the pot that you bought, probably.
All the free rent that your friend was giving you
Right.
that you paid for via Venmo,
Mm-hmm.
gone.
Yeah. You're going to start getting
Audited.
taxes on all of that stuff. It's ridiculous. And
You're
you
a
just
U.S. citizen and you have a foreign bank account?
Yeah.
Cool. Is there any money in it? I
Yep.
don't know, maybe. Cool, you have to tell us. Why?
Section 4, business systems modernization for necessary expenses of the Internal Revenue Service. Business systems modernization program, including development of callback technology and other technology to provide a more personalized customer service, but not including the operation and maintenance of legacy systems. $4,750,700,000 to remain available until 2031. And it just keeps going on and on and on and on. Oh, here's the big number right here. Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration for necessary expenses of Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration in carrying out the Inspector General Act of 1978 as amended, including purchase and hire of passenger motor vehicles under U.S. Code 1343B. The service is authorized by U.S. Code 3109 at such rates as may be determined by the Inspector General for Tax Administration. $403 billion. People. These people that we've you've elected them and hired them. Like what? I want to know what congressman or what senator that isn't a crooked, slimy piece of shit thinks that this is a good idea for America and just votes it in. Who's going to do that?
Wait, how many billion did you say?
It's ridiculous. I mean, if you go through
403 billion?
I mean, I don't know what the overall. Yeah, it's ridiculous. There's so many. I mean, it just keeps going on and on and on. You can scroll. Okay, go to congress.gov, look up Bill 5376, Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. Of course, a Democrat hosted it from Kentucky. If you want to know who sponsored this bill, it's Representative John A. Yarmouth from Kentucky. That motherfucker needs to get a talking to. I almost said something violent. I almost said something super violent. He needs a talking to.
Them's is fighting words.
Them's is fighting words.
I did some lone element math real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So remember when everyone was really mad at the F-22 program for being a waste of money?
Yeah.
At a unit cost of $123 million per aircraft?
Correct.
With $403 billion spent, you could buy 3,276 F-22s.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. I don't know.
And we were mad that they were buying 100 of them.
Yeah. This is so people. If you're not paying attention here, like the economy being what it is, the border being open, them trying to ban all of our guns, and now them
coming after your money.
This is a recipe for fucking disaster. Do you want a civil war? Because that's how a civil war happens. And I'm not a guy that's like a conspiracy theorist or uses those words lightly. But I mean, fucking A, people. If you can't, Helen Keller could read the writing that's on the wall right now. And I don't understand why any of our representatives thought this was a good idea for America. I don't care about your politics. Okay? I don't care about your politics. I want to know who thought it was a great idea to expand the IRS, who already does a really remarkable job of fucking all of us. I don't know who thought that this was a good idea. What representative thought that this was a good idea, regardless of politics? Because I don't care if you're a blue-haired, transgender, non-binary human that lives in Portland, Oregon.
Rude.
That's just so rude. Okay? Okay, fine, I'll be rude on the other side too. I don't care if you're some cuckoo clock, fucking rattlesnake dancing, fucking goddamn weirdo.
Sister fucking barbecue
Yeah.
and Texan.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if you're fucking a crazy fucking snake dancing fucking Southern Baptist on the other side of the house. Like, neither one of those humans should like or agree with the fucking government putting their hands in their pockets any deeper than they already are.
Correct.
Okay? I don't care what your politics are, people. Who wants to keep their hard-earned money? Raise your hand in the room. Who thinks that the IRS fucks them hard enough as it is? Raise your hand in the room. Now, everybody's got their hands raised. I guarantee it. Why in the fuck would our elected officials think that this was okay?
Because it makes them money. It helps their programs. It helps them make their word get heard in the government circles. The people that don't realize will think it'll help.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's disguised as a guide for environmentalism and making everything all hoorah and
green.
And everything is rainbows. But if we apologize for it not working, it's okay. But everyone likes the guise of it.
Yeah, I mean, all this was two things. This was to camouflage them funding switching to green energy, electric resources, electric vehicles. When they keep talking about all these vehicles that they've got to buy for the IRS, those are all fucking electric vehicles they're talking about.
Yep.
All this transportation that they've now got to buy, it's all green vehicles. Okay? Which, people, I'm going to say this again. I'm not opposed to being good stewards of the planet, being environmentally conscious, exploring green energy initiatives, but not at the expense of the American taxpayer to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars every year.
Or even just publicly saying, oh, you don't like gas prices? Get an electric car. Fuck you.
Right. What do you think's powering the power stations
Goddamn right.
are fucking charging your vehicle, retard?
Oh, it's mostly state dependent, but come on.
It's ridiculous, is what it is. Okay, there was like somebody sent me a meme of like a diesel powered generator running a little electrical substation where they were like where all these like Teslas were backed up at a Tesla charging place. And I was like,
yeah,
that's how stupid these humans are. Like
Yes.
they don't know where the electricity is coming from and what's developing that electricity, which is a fossil fuel.
Usually. Not always,
Not
but
always.
usually.
Not always. You're correct.
Yeah.
Not always. But in this case, like I got pictures of this shit, and I was
It's a
just
generator
like, oh.
next to a Tesla charging
Yeah,
station.
I was like, oh wow.
Next to a gas station.
Yeah. They're like, just go. And also, oh yeah, America. After you now have the IRS screwing the shit out of you even more, now go buy. You know what? I don't know why everybody's just not fucking shelling out $60,000 for a new car when they can't even afford their lives. And now the tax rate's gone up to like 45%. And every little single thing that you do as a side hustle is now getting the shit taxed out of it. Like I said, I don't know I don't know why America thought this was a good idea and why we continue to put these fucking pieces of shit in the House and the Senate. Why we keep electing congressmen and senators that just continue to sell America right down the fucking road. Okay? Until we do something about this, people, this is going to be the way it goes. So, I don't know. It's not looking good. It's not looking. I wish I had better news on this Weapons Free Wednesday, but I don't. We don't have good news, okay?
I mean, you could change the mood a little and talk about cancel culture and why Andrew Schultz was very obviously canceled for his TV show.
Oh, man. Okay, so first of all, Andrew Schultz, shout out to him. He is fucking hilarious. If you don't know who he is, go Google him.
I haven't laughed that hard since
dude.
the original Bill Burr specials.
Yeah, dude. Like I was laughing so hard, I coughed so much, like my throat hurt because I was laughing so fucking hard. I had to get up and like get a glass of water because my throat hurt from like laughing and coughing so much. Like I was laughing so hard it caused me to choke and cough, and then I was coughing so hard it hurt my throat, so I had to go get water because
I felt like I did an ab workout.
Yeah, his show was absolutely hilarious. And he is very much the same, cut from the same cloth as Dave Chappelle. And he just does not give a fuck. And it is absolutely hilarious. And he got canceled from Netflix. So he recorded this special. It was supposed to go out on Netflix. Netflix was like, nope.
Yep.
And after watching it, I'm like, okay, like I think this is absolutely hilarious. And I think America would love this. And they do.
I mean, they voted with their wallet.
They voted for their wallet.
He ended the screening and reopened it because everyone was like, I didn't get a chance to watch it. Can I watch it?
Yeah. Yeah, he made all of his money back, which is good, and then some. But if you haven't got a chance to go watch it, like pay the $15, go support a fucking American comedian he's hilarious. If you love Dave Chappelle, you're going to love this guy. And go watch his special. But yeah, it's completely...
And if you have really thin skin, you should pay the $15 anyway because he deserves it.
Right. Correct. Yeah, I agree.
And no matter what, you'll find a joke in there in his set that you will find hilarious.
Yeah.
No matter what your opinion is.
Yeah.
Because no one was safe.
Yeah. No one was safe.
No one was
Zero.
safe.
No one was safe. Yeah. No skin color was safe at all. No gender.
Gender.
No skin color.
Sex. Opinion.
Yeah. And nobody was safe.
No.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, definitely go check that out.
Dude, and he called out some heroes.
He did. He did. He did. That part was fucking hilarious. Yeah, it was good. It was really good. People, it was really good. You should definitely go check it out, okay? Go definitely check it out. Go check out Andrew Schultz.
So if you hate the world,
Yeah.
because of the news that was on Weapons Free, you should go watch this guy make fun of every bad thing we just talked about, pretty much.
Yeah.
And how stupid society is.
Correct. Oh, and let's talk about some other things real quick, okay? Let's talk about social media real fast. All right, I'm going to say this again, people. I'm a nice guy, but I will meet you on the battlefield of social media where you're at. So if you come at me swinging a fucking sword, I'm going to chop your fucking head off. Even if it takes a day and a half, like it did recently, because I may have made some comments relative to some things on social media on one of my friends' page. Hey, shout out to E at OF Nation. I commented on some things, and like all the trolls, of course, came running. And I will do battle. I will meet you where you're at, but I will also show you what a professional shit talker I am, and I will fucking annihilate you. Okay, so just be aware, like who you're playing with, because I've been in this game for a really long time. And also, if you're gonna come over and try and sign up and join one of my pages on social media, like my new page,
Yep.
Severe School, which is my personal.
Oh, that's out now.
Okay. Severe School's out. Okay. So if you want to come check out my personal page, Severe School's great. But I am not accepting any ghost fucking profiles. So if you're one of these people that have no profile picture posted and no posts up, so I cannot see who you are at all, even, and you've got a private profile. My favorites are the private profile, 0 posts, 4 followers, no profile picture.
Yep.
And your handle is Bonefrog Operator 69.
Insert Bud's class.
Yeah, correct. And you have no picture and you have no profile. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to DM you, and I'm going to say, why do you have a ghost account? If you don't have a good reason, because some humans do have good reasons for that.
Very good reasons. Yep.
And they have notified me what those reasons are.
Or if you're a ghost account, but you actually communicate via DM.
Yeah.
And you're interactive.
Yeah.
That's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
But usually that comes with the justification of having a ghost account.
Right. So if I say, hey, why do you have a ghost account, and you don't answer me, I'm going to give you 24 hours to answer my question. You don't answer it, delete. Okay? And I would just advise you to just not be that person. Just put up a profile. There's humans out there, okay? There's humans out there, and they don't know how to run social media platforms that well. Okay, and those type of people are out there, and I've ran into them, and I'm like, hey, why are you running a ghost account? And they've literally said, what is that? And I've been like, oh, you don't know what a ghost account is? I don't know what you mean. Okay, why don't you have a profile picture? Oh, I don't know how to post it. Okay, well, go into edit profile, click on the link that says.
But you're on social media scrolling and in the messages talking. But you don't know how to put a profile picture up.
We have boomers that are we have boomers that follow us, okay? And that's fine. Okay, we love all of our fans. We love all of our fans that loyally follow us. Okay, but I'm going to tell you what, people, like, I'm not going to do this thing where I grow a page, again, especially a private page, and get thousands and thousands of followers so that I let a bunch of people in there that can like spam report me because they're fucking trolls in disguise and get my page deleted again. I'm just not going to do it. So if you show up on my page and you want to join, you want to come to my like private page where like the good shit's going to be, and you show up over there. Okay, because the Lone Element page is going to get real vanilla real fast. Okay, I'm switching all of my stuff over to Severe School for personal use, and the Lone Element page is just going to be to maybe a cool gun every once in a while. I haven't got reported yet, so that's great. But I'm going to put up a picture of a cool gun once in a while, some patriotic stuff to support the Constitution in America, and then we're going to talk about maybe to promote our companies that we work with, and then it's just going to be podcast stuff.
For the most part.
For the most part. I mean, I might do some light shit talking in the stories like I did with the memes yesterday. But
I don't think you can help not doing that, to be fair.
Yeah, no, it's just in my DNA. I'm a Marine. I'm a ginger. I really like to talk shit. I'm really good at it. I have an affinity for it. I'm an aficionado, as you might.
Or you'll
say.
like forget which account you're on.
Yeah.
And then you'll just talk shit on one account. You'd be like, shit.
I did that. I've done that before. I forgot which account I was on, and I talked a bunch of shit, and then I was like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, the point is, if you want to come over and check out my page, Severe School, great, come do that. But if you have a ghost account, you're going to get screened heavily. And if you don't have good answers, you're going to get deleted and bye-bye. Okay? So, and if you're one of these humans that out there that's a boomer and you don't know how to use social media platforms very well, then have your son or daughter show you what you need to do to put up a picture, a profile picture, and post a couple of things. Maybe write some thoughtful stuff, and then apply. Then come and apply, okay? Or just have a really good, solid explanation as to why you have a ghost account. And then it'll be a case-by-case basis. But I've already deleted several people that have showed up with like URG-77314776B. Bitch, like, no. Don't even try and show up on my page with that shit.
Randy.fields.63, who you might know, is now on Instagram. No,
Yeah.
I don't know who Randy is.
No. We don't know who Randy is, and we don't know why he doesn't have a profile picture. So
No, Randy has a profile
does
picture.
he?
I just
Okay,
don't know.
he's
who
doing
he is.
good. Some of these humans, most of these humans that I've deleted don't. Okay? People, that's your guidance. All right. In the meantime, go sign up for Patreon, and we're doing things on Patreon. We just released a whole series on YouTube, okay, of gun stuff. Go check that out. You guys will love that. And then keep your eyes on the YouTube page because we're going to continue to grow that. It's going to be great. Really fun and exciting stuff is happening on the YouTube page. So go do those things, people. In the meantime, have a fantastic week. If you're bummed out by this, I'm sorry. It's the state of affairs that we're all dealing with right now.
Just go watch Prey. Go watch Infamous.
I know. Prey was so good, wasn't it?
It was great. That was a really nice escape for an hour and a half.
It was a fucking great. I'm so glad that they did a great job with that.
Yeah.
Because the last couple of Predators, I was not impressed with.
Even though Olivia Munn was in it, it was bad.
Who was the guy? Fuck, I can't remember his name.
Boyd Holbrook.
No, the last Predator they did where it was
Adrian
like,
Brody.
Was it Adrian Brody?
The pianist guy?
Yes.
Yeah, Adrian Brody.
Yeah. He's a good actor, but that fucking script sucked.
Yeah.
It just wasn't good.
Yeah. This was the first good Prey or Alien since a long time. I don't want to say Alien versus Predator, but that wasn't great either.
Joe Rogan even loved it. He promoted it on his page too, and was like, "Hey, it was a really entertaining, great movie." And I completely agree with him. Like, it was a fantastic reprieve from like the garbage that has been the Predator franchise.
Yes. Or the Aliens franchise.
Or the Aliens franchise, yeah. Now if they could just unfuck the Aliens situation and come up with I want another Aliens movie because I thought that was the best one.
Yeah.
Where you have like Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, the
drops in
originals.
with space marines and they just have machine guns and fucking plasma guns and grenade launchers and they just fuck up some aliens and then they nuke everything from orbit. That was like the best Aliens. Aliens was the best alien movie out of all of them, in my opinion. Mainly because there's Marines fucking shit up.
And I will say Prey is the second best Predator film after the original.
Yeah, the original is still the best.
Like, fuck all the ones at the New York and
Yeah.
he's running around with, like, voodoo and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Danny Glover trying to do, like, voodoo shit and sword fighting fucking...
With, like Prince in the back alley.
Yeah, correct.
Naughty Dread Prince.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah, the original Predator was amazing, and then last night's Prey was really good. The Aliens versus Predator shit, where they went into Antarctica and
I mean, when you first saw it, you're like, oh my god, the two franchises are fighting. I was like, all right, cool. And then you watch it again on like some airplane or at like, oh, this is showing it on TV. I have nothing else to do tonight.
Right.
And then you watch it, you're like, this is hot garbage.
It was hot garbage.
Like, I think if I watched Prey again in like 3 or 4 years or 5 years, I would still be like, oh man, dude, it's like Hostels.
It's so good. It
mixed
was so
with
good.
like Apocalypto and mixed with like
and they
Predator.
didn't do anything that was like super ridiculous, crazy, like unrealistic shit in it. That was what I liked. It was pretty authentic, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of like how they dealt with the fucking Predator. But it's so entertaining.
I mean, they
was
like
so good.
you could. Some of it was pretty predictable. to be fair.
Well, yeah, I mean, they followed
Like,
it.
it's going to be. Like, they followed the movie story script with the axe and setting everything up. But the payoff was still like, I know it's going to happen. When's it going to happen? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, it was still really good. And I love the Native American spin on it.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool.
I love that.
And they had, like, native actors.
Yeah. They did it.
They didn't, like, hire an Asian person and call her a native actor.
Correct.
Yellowstone.
Yeah.
But
You called that shit out. Yeah. You're correct.
because I looked at the cast, I was like, oh, who'd they get? And I was like, oh, Cherokee tribe, Sioux, right? And I was like, oh, they're all actually, like, First Nations people. And I was like, sick. Good for them.
Yeah. Awesome.
The only thing was the language.
Yeah, that was the only thing that I thought they could have done better. That was the only thing that I would hit them for, is if they would have had, like, real native tongue.
Just them speaking their language.
Yeah. And then, like, having subtitles. Like,
but I understand why they didn't, to be fair.
I understand too.
Like, that one is for sure like, oh, that's a production value thing.
Yeah.
It'll make it easier.
Right, but it would have made it so much better if they would have went the extra mile on that.
Like Apocalypto.
Yeah. I loved that.
Because then I think it would step, but then you're breaching from, like, the decent action movie into, like, trying to make it more of an art film. Like, that decision pushes you into, like, the audience actually has to think about this.
Yeah, heaven
the
forbid.
directors.
Heaven forbid the goddamn audience have to.
Hey, we're stupid. We're stupid people.
I know.
We watch shit like what's the sailing boat? The fucking, oh my God, I forgot. Below Deck, Kardashians, How I Met Your Mother, Big Bang Theory.
Oh,
Like, all of these are not great TV shows.
Yeah.
And yet there's millions of followers.
I know, it's ridiculous. Okay, well, yes, we're all retarded apparently because we're fucking voting people in that are voting to expand the IRS larger than the Pentagon, the Border Patrol, and another
Our
government.
education system. Fuck.
Yeah, education system.
Our
sucks.
healthcare system.
Our healthcare system sucks. So, yeah, all these things that we let the government pay hundreds of billions of dollars to, we could actually, if somebody could get in there and change some shit, like we could get some term limits and we could get some, like, good people in there that are like, hey, I serve the American people, instead of like, cool, I'm a congressman. Let's see how much fucking money I can make on insider trading.
Or, like, budget cap, so they can't just keep asking for more money every year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Make do.
Yeah, the rest of us work on budgets every year. The rest of America lives on a budget. So if we could figure out how to get government officials to understand that and work on a budget, that'd be great.
Instead of creating their own.
Yeah.
We're going to give them $50 million.
Well, people that are super wealthy don't have any concept of money.
Some of them do, but I guess once you have the money, it kind of goes out the window for the most part.
Yeah, well, explain to me then why they think this is okay. If they're still frugal people and they still have a good understanding of money, explain to me why they continue to just, like, blow Americans' money. They spend our money because that's where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Everything's coming from Americans' pockets that funds this country. So tell me why they just continue to, like, fund all this bullshit that, like, none of us fucking know about. Half the time we don't even know about it because they fucking camouflage it in bullshit like, oh, the Inflation Reduction Act.
I guess my view of, like, the people that understand it, that have the money, are not exactly the people that would be working in the government. They're usually people that would, like, spend their life savings in order to buy a rocket so that they can send shit to space.
Yeah, thanks.
Or donate, like, half of their money for whatever cause.
Yeah, I think that we can do a way better job, and it's like, you're right, we're dumb because we continue to vote people in that just sell us down the river and don't care.
Yep.
Elections have consequences. So if you go to the pump, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, you go to the pump and you're like, oh, I don't like paying $5.75 for gas. That's really fucking my life up right now. Well, guess what? That was fucking what you voted for.
Yep.
In the next 2 years, when the IRS has fucking hired all these new people and developed all this new electronic spy surveillance
coming
software,
after small businesses,
and you're starting to get push notifications on your phone where, like, hey, we've just automatically deducted this from your fucking Venmo account. Yep. Or hey, guess what? Now you have to push this and sign up for this, and opt in for this, and now we're just going to tax the shit out of all your like Venmo, Cash App.
Did you use
all
any
these
virtual
PayPal.
cash apps this
Yeah.
year? Yes.
How many?
How many?
Yeah.
Cool. How many extra forms do I have to fill in?
Yeah. And
Did
now
you spend over a certain amount on transfers?
Yeah.
Yes or no? No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe you don't have to declare. Yes. Okay, now you owe us 50 cents.
Now you owe
Or
us
we'll
fucking.
just deduct it from the Cash
Yeah,
App from
correct.
the get-go.
Yeah.
Any transaction you make already gets tax deducted. Yeah, like
Yeah,
fuck
they'll
off.
automatically just take it
Yep.
out.
They'll
just
just
start,
be like sales tax.
yeah, they'll just start deducting it out like they do on paychecks.
Yep.
When you get your paycheck and
Yep.
you're like federal income tax withdrawal or withholding, federal income tax withholding,
Hey, but don't worry. During COVID, we gave y'all like $3,000.
right? Hey,
Only if you were eligible.
I didn't get any money, so
I did. I bought a suppressor.
good job. So proud of you. Which means you actually gave $200 back to the government.
Correct.
It's you can't make this shit up.
It was a
You
net
can't-
loss of
You-
$200.
You can't make this shit up, people. This is our life, okay? This is how we live. So we need to really start taking a hard look at our decision-making matrix. And like I said, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on or how extreme you are. Like, nothing good is going to come from these things that are happening under this administration right now. So prepare. Those of us that are out there that are in the know and pay attention and are good critical thinkers and are watching all this bullshit unfold, prepare yourselves, because nothing good's going to happen. Okay. Well, with that, I wish we could leave on a positive note, but we can't really. So with that, enjoy your week, people. Okay? I guess if I'm going to give you some dad advice, fuck everything. Go enjoy your week. Go enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great weekend with your family. Okay? Invest in your family. Invest your time with your family if you got them. Okay? Enjoy your time with your kids. Enjoy your time with your family.
Give an old
Relax.
friend a call.
Yeah, give an old friend a call.
I recently talked to my buddy that I haven't talked to in like 2 years. I was like,
that's
dude,
good.
you're in Portugal? Fuck yeah. Good for you. What are you doing? Are you happy? Oh, you have a lady friend?
I love that you
Permanent?
caught up with your
Awesome.
friend. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
He liked one of the pictures I posted, and I was like, dude, I haven't talked to him in a while. Hit him up. Boom.
that's good.
Talked for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, because veterans aren't the only ones killing themselves out there.
Nope.
I mean, we're leading the charge for sure, but definitely check on your friends. Okay, this whole last couple of years has not been great on the human psyche. We're social pack, tribal animals that love to socialize, and the fact that we've been beat down as hard as we have globally for the last 2 years is like fucking taking a toll on people. So reach out, okay? Check on people. Make sure your people are doing good. People in your tribe are doing all right. If they're not doing all right, fucking take the extra steps to help them, okay? Don't just don't just say call 988, okay? If you got to go pack an overnight bag and sleep on their couch to make sure they don't start that fucking 12 gauge that's next to them in the closet, then fucking do that. Go take that fucker away from them. Help people. Be a good human. Pay attention to what's going on. Because as much as we Americans love to go home every night and live our fucking super amazing lives that we live, that we're super, super lucky to have, this eventually will come to a point where like it's going to encroach on you enough. The decisions that are being made politically right now are going to encroach on you to the point where like there will be massive consequences if we don't start paying attention and doing something about it.
I agree.
Okay, with that, fucking go forth and conquer. Have a great week, rest of your week. We'll catch you next Monday on the Lone Element Podcast. Peace.
Anyone who runs is a VC. Anyone who stands still is a well-disciplined VC.